long for one day in 2021.
New Year's Day, new me, whatever the fuck the saying is. New year, new me, whatever the fuck it
New
is.
year, new me. And so you're enjoying that peanut butter whiskey. It's not
I,
something to get sick of, right?
no, it's actually really good.
Okay. I'm, as usual, Mr. Predictable. I started out with a new habit. I'm drinking beer.
Oh, I got my beer too, my Grolsch, always.
The coolest bottles.
Oh yeah,
Do you
always.
pay a premium for those
Oh yeah,
bottles, or
these are 16 ounce. These aren't the regular 12 ounce bottles. These are 16 ounce, so they're bigger bottles, with the fancy little flip top. And yeah, you do pay more. I get like a case is like, was it 60, $70, something like that for a case.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's expensive, but
order this expensive meat. You have a very good job, Big B.
well, it's not that I'm broke.
I'm not starving over here, but I don't walk in a beer store and go, yeah, I think I'll try the premium malt with the fancy cap tonight.
Well, you probably have more money in the bank than I do. I'm broke. I spend all my money as it comes. So
live for the moment. That's what I would say.
That's right. And my wife appreciates that because I don't like generic things. I don't like, I'm not just going to get any old piece of steak. I want premium stuff. I want quality stuff. And that goes with anything. That's even the coffee.
I like good stuff too. I mean, I like a good cup of coffee. But I think Blue is a nice beer. I like it.
Right, but like the coffee, we're not going to get. My wife will drink anything, like plain old Maxwell House or whatever the fuck it is.
What the fuck is wrong with Maxwell House? You're putting these things in a domain like Domino's Pizza.
Yeah, it is. It's
not that bad.
It's just generic, mass-produced crap. What I get is
a good dark roast Maxwell House at the perfect temperature of boiling water in your percolator is excellent.
What I get is good German coffee.
No wonder you're fucking broke.
I get, and my wife loves it. There's no acidity to it. It's a very smooth coffee. So anything in everything in life, I don't like generic run of the mill stuff. I like premium quality stuff. And yes, it costs more money, but I'm a firm believer. And somebody said chock full of nuts. Ooh, you're awful. I'm a firm believer in you get what you pay for. And that's always the case in every aspect of life. You get what you pay for. If you want to pay a roofer, $50, he's going to do a $50 job. If you want to pay a roofer $1,000, you're going to get a better job.
Now you're going right off the deep end here. Like, of course, you both you and I are fans of Jeeps. We pay a little bit more than we might have to for a Kia, who spent all their money, by the way, advertising on ABC last night. No, I agree with you. You pay what you get. And I'm not saying that I fucking go to buy the 3-day-old fruit or meat at the grocery store. But at some point, you cook it, and I don't mind a good cup of Folgers or Maxwell House.
Nice German.
I don't find it to be too terrible.
See, what we do is we now, because since I've spoiled my wife with the coffee, the nice German coffee stays for us, and if we have people over, we have garbage coffee. And by garbage coffee,
no one comes to visit you.
By garbage coffee, I mean Maxwell House, Folgers, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's garbage coffee.
We don't call out a pizza like Domino's, and I will call out like the cheaper hamburgers and stuff like that. But a nice cup of Maxwell House is not that bad.
Not when you've had nice good German coffee.
Well, I go to this one convenience store to get my smokes and lottery tickets. And they brew this Turkish coffee. I've never tried it.
Right.
They grind it right in the store, and when you walk in, it's like it's a beautiful smell. I'm sure it's delicious, but probably also give you a heart attack with the amount of caffeine in it.
And I firmly agree with Jason Scott. Life's short. Get the best you can afford. Over the years I've learned that. really, after trying different things and seeing the difference between premium stuff and generic run of the mill crap. So I prefer high quality
I
anything.
agree with you. I'm in there. I'm working week in, week out. I haven't been off in this pandemic. Knock wood. I've been working, and I'm like, okay, we're not going anywhere. We're saving money. We're getting ahead. And every time I fucking click on Amazon, it's like there's. And my wife, she's into reading, which is good. Engage the brain. I love it. She loves her Netflix. She loves her Amazon Prime movies and Hallmark and all that shit. And she reads a lot of books. These books are not cheap. They're like fucking $20 a pop. She orders 5 books, $100. She has to order a series every time she orders it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I order something and it's, what the fuck is this? Is this something for your show? How many times a year do you have to pay for this? It's the only thing I got in life anymore.
By the way, this right here is the call.
Okay, hang on. We got to get you. You got to give me a minute here.
Yeah, no problem. Right there.
Jacobs
Kronik.
Yeah. No, look, I tried to order meat from your guy, but I went on Google and typed in my location. He says, you're too poor. You're a commoner. We will not ship to you. So I'm sure if I check on Jacobs, they'll say, you're not in the right zip code, brother. You're not 90211. Who are you shitting on? Go get yourself some Maxwell's.
You have to find out. Just like the tomahawk steak, I didn't get it's black Angus meat. It's quality meat. It's not.
Okay, I don't want to make it sound like I make my family eat shit. I'm not Doo Swanson. Okay, like I buy meat, I go to a butcher. I flavor it. I try to cook it well. If it's a cheaper cut, it goes in a slow cooker. But I don't, I'm surprised you don't deal with who's that one big meat company over there, Omaha Steaks. You ever deal with them?
Yeah, I told the story last week. That's what led to getting the pork. Was my mother? Right. My mother would originally get us Omaha Steaks, and they're decent steaks. They're not Wagyu or anything like that, but they're decent steaks.
I've been around a long time. I've washed my hair with Diamond Fufu, and I've washed my hair with whatever the common name is, VO5, whatever it is. Right. I use Irish Spring or Zest or whatever, or soap of oregano. It all cleans my ass the same way.
Well,
I'm the same as you, I'm into bench these days. I don't know if you guys like bench, but I like my bench shirts and I like comfortable shoes, and I bought that vehicle, and I'm not saying I'm cheap on it, and even with cigarettes, I won't smoke the Indian ones. Oh, he's all over that one. Write it down in the book. I didn't think that was at all. Sometimes you stumble over words and you just come up with the name of a show. Diamond Fufu. I don't know. Like 24 karat caramel.
It's funny you talk about washing your hair. I've used Head and Shoulders, Pert Plus, all this stuff. What I like is either Pantene or Tresemme. And
I'm good with that. I guess the part I call you out on is you call us peasants.
I've never once called you a peasant.
Oh my God, I walked into DK's house. I went to brush my teeth and he's using Colgate. He doesn't have any pearl drops.
I actually like Colgate, but I have an issue with my one of my teeth, so I use Sensodyne.
No, I like Sensodyne as well, but I'm just saying, some things, yes, you're absolutely right. I can tell the difference between a good steak and a bad steak, but mind you, I'm also going to be very clear. It depends who cooks it.
For sure, you can get the highest quality meat possible. If you don't know how to cook it, it'll come out rubbery and like crap.
Like there's certain things I think I'm excellent at, and no one complains. And My wife does some dishes, cabbage rolls, shepherd's pie, something she does. I don't know what she does in it, what she dashes and duties, but it comes out nice. And, still the cooking.
Amanda's promoting the Scentsy body wash.
Yes.
Lululemon.
I meant to ask Amanda this question. I don't mean to get off topic, Cave Crew listeners. But if I order from Scentsy from you, 9 hours away, am I able to order, like, can you drop ship to my wife without, taking 3 centuries to arrive like everything else we deal with on this show? I just wondered, like, can I go to you and say, hey, give my wife, a bunch of bricks, and she just got this new thing, this infuser with a flower in it, and she loves it. She needs a new supply. She needs a new dealer, baby.
A new what is that? What are they called? Like the lotions and the creams and all that?
No, Avon, isn't it? Or
I don't know.
Or who's the ones that drive the pink cars?
The Mary Kay.
I wonder what color of car would they give you, Amanda, if you became the Scentsy Chardonnay?
Would it be a potpourri car?
Yeah. Would you have like flowers all over it? Would it have neon lights and a special license plate that says, I smell good?
I would say Scentsy 1.
Yeah, Scentsy 1. That would be a good one.
Yeah, she sent you a link. There you go.
She's all over. See, she's like the Donald Trump of Scentsy.
Oh,
we have a Donald Trump comment to before we got the Secret Santa gift last week. For those of you who weren't with us, over the Christmas holiday, Big B received this Donald Trump doll, still in its plastic, and let's see what he's going to say to us this week.
We are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
Nice.
There you go.
There's the purple Scentsy car that smells amazing. Yeah, I'll contact her after the show. I like the one that smells like the beach. I think it's like a baby blue. My wife gets all these other weird scents. Anyway, let's talk a minute here about, a new year. And do you, and the question goes out to our fans out in the audience as well. But to you, Big B, do you do any sort of a New Year's resolution? Do you wake up on January 1 of any year, but especially this year, and say, here's something I'd like to change? Or do you make a major promise?
No,
nothing.
Never once. I think maybe
Okay.
years ago, a few, me and a couple of friends, when I was smoking cigarettes. January 1, we're going to stop smoking. Of course, 10 minutes into January 1, we're smoking cigarettes.
It kills the COVID, number one.
I never got that, it's that again, like we said, new year, new me, whatever nonsense. If you're going to do it, just do it. You don't have to wait specifically for New Year's, because if you do that, then you're putting pressure on yourself to do it.
And they say every year more people join gyms and shit like that, and it just gets wasted away.
Right.
We have a new universal gym in the basement that's finally been built. And ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get one, I highly recommend that you just hire somebody to build the fucking thing, because they are they're worse than putting barbecues together. John is trying to finish his resolutions from 1989. Yeah. Mine too. But I gotta admit, it's not a major thing. I'm not, like I want to learn to play the piano or anything like that. But I'm getting a bit of a gut. You can't see it on screen. I got the right camera angle going on. Our producers do an amazing job. But I'm getting a bit of a belly, and I have a hard time trimming my toenails anymore. And I just want to get in a little bit better shape. I want to get a little bit better active because, as you know, past years I would be coaching hockey. I'd be out there skating. I'd be moving around a little bit. I'd be getting some exercise at least on the weekends.
Right.
And I'm not getting that anymore. I'm very, not moving a lot and eating really good.
But the way I look at resolutions and you can say, oh, January 1, I'm going to go on that diet, whatever, start working out, whatever it is. But if you're not mentally ready to do it, you're not going to do it. That's why, it doesn't make sense to say, I'm going to do it on this date. If you're not mentally ready for it, it's not going to happen. And I learned that when I was trying to quit smoking. I had always said that if the day came that my wife became pregnant, I would quit smoking because I don't want the unborn child around that. And, growing up, I don't want a kid around that. Lo and behold, she became pregnant, and it took me months to stop smoking, because I would continue to do it. I wasn't mentally prepared for it yet. You can't just arbitrarily say you're going to do something on a specific day and think that it's going to happen, because it's not. You have to prepare yourself, and you have to be in that correct mindset to do it.
Now, so let's talk about goals here for a second. Is it better to say, right at this minute, I'm doing this? Or is it better to say in your head to get the psyche going on, next Monday is when I start? Not talking January 1st, but is it better to give yourself a little bit of a ramp up, or now I'm doing it right this minute?
In my opinion, it's better it's neither. It's better to say you want to do something. Say it is you want to lose weight. Okay. If you want to make that a resolution, all right, in the coming year, I want to try to lose weight. Not on January 1st, I'm going on a diet and this and that. In the coming year, at some point, I want to try to lose weight. That way you don't put a specific date on it. That's putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
But you know about my memory. So I
well,
could
but if that's something
going to I get where you're coming from.
But that's something.
I was even in the getting out of the shower the other day, and I'm like, I got to start vaping again. I don't want to start this big vape cigarette thing, but it helps wean you from cigarettes. And I should start vaping again. I want to breathe a little better and cut down on the cigarettes. I never say quit, because like hell in a handbasket, I'm always back on these damn things. So I never tell anybody I'm quitting. Oh, you're vaping. Yeah. Did you quit? No, I haven't quit. Just vaping at the moment.
Right. But you talk about your memory. Like you said, you have a bit of a gut. You want to lose weight. You see yourself every day. It's not like you're going to forget that you want to lose weight. You see yourself every day. If it was, I got to write down in a journal. All right. Yeah, you could forget that, whatever. But you see yourself every day. You know that this is something you want to do. To set a specific arbitrary date to do it doesn't make any sense, because
right.
If you don't hit that date, if you don't start on that date, or you fail a day after that date, you look at yourself as a failure and then don't try again. If you don't set a date and just say, hey, look, I want to do this at some point, and that's always in the back of your mind, eventually you're going to get up to the point where you start doing it. You would ease into things. It's not like it's a hard and fast thing where you have to do it right now.
Right. And I don't want people to think that I'm at the point where like I don't recognize my penis anymore or anything. It's just, it's starting to bother me. You know how it is when you start, like, my wife, it drives my wife now, you're always rubbing your stomach. I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I've never had a pair of tits that big before. It's just like Anyway, Jason Scott says, put on a mask and walk around the neighborhood. If I'm outside, I'm not wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah,
okay? Every time I put a mask on, is to respect other people in a store. But if I'm walking around the block, I need all the oxygen I can get.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a mask either if I'm going outside. I only put on a mask when I'm going, like you, I'm going into a store. It's the rules and respect of others. I have no problem. I put a mask on, I go in the store, do whatever I have to do. When I exit the store, I take the mask off. I'm not walking around the fucking neighborhood with a mask on. It doesn't make sense.
All right. Let's move on. Oh, here's the sorry guys, I meant to show this at the top of the show. Where are we here? This is what it looked like at Times Square last night, what we were talking about on the pre-show and stuff. People are in these little fucking cubes. Mm-hmm. They're all wearing Planet Fitness hats, and they got those. And then in the background, there's all those fucking, what do you call those things that blow in the wind? Those blow up.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. They're just little stupid used car things.
But these people, this was Times Square, ladies and gentlemen. This was your fucking New Year's.
It's ridiculous.
It was kind of funny. It was weird. I said to my wife, Bigby, and I said to my son too, like, you know, he's 16, going to be 17 soon. I said, we got to watch this though, because this is like weird. This is something that you're going to look back on. And I hope this doesn't carry on all through fucking 21, that, you know, you're going to tell people, like, remember, this was a really bad year.
Right. Oh, yeah. This is something for sure that, you know, we've lived through, and, you know, it's something we will tell grandchildren about and all of that. It'll be in the history books, and, you know, we will be the ones that were a part of it. I saw like a clip of two people kiss each other, but they had masks on. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. You kiss each other, but you have masks on. It's
like taking a shit with your underwear on.
Exactly.
Now, you would have appreciated, though, on one of the shows I was watching, because I was flipping around TV shows and trying to get a song that I actually like. And anyway, at one point, someone mentioned the sale of Depends must have plummeted this year. So people do pee their pants down there. Remember my question?
Yes. And I said yes, because you don't drink, but you can't leave to use the bathroom. So nobody is drunk, but, you know, under normal circumstances, you do eventually have to pee. So they do wear, you know, adult diapers, so to speak.
I wonder if anybody, and I deleted the picture, I'm sorry, but I wonder if anybody urinated in those little cubes.
I don't know, but now that nobody was there, you kind of get a sense of what Times Square looks like, because this is what they do on a much grander scale on a normal year. They have the pens, and people are sitting in the pens, and you can't leave. Everything's locked off, and you're not able to move. This year, you just get to see what's, you know, behind the curtain, so to speak.
I would have been much more comfortable, like pulling my pants down and taking a dump in the cube or whatever you call it. Anyway, Jason Scott's naming the show already. I guess we're fucking boring everybody, and they want us to leave. All right. Before I move on, I do have an interesting story. I want to get into some Rona shit that, like, funny though, nothing that's going to traumatize you too much, folks. But first, I have a few clips here, and I want to remember a little bit of 2020 that struck me personally. And one of them was Gilbert Godfrey rapping or reading or whatever he did, that hit song of 2020, Wet Ass Pussy. Just a little clip of it here, folks.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy.
By the way, this fucking former prostitute won Woman of the Year. Just so you know.
Who's a former prostitute?
Fucking, what's her name? The idiot that sang Wet Ass Pussy.
Oh, and don't you remember when we talked about this originally back, I don't know what month it was, sometime in the summer. All these kids, everyone was talking about a WAP, a WAP.
Right.
And you started explaining it in computer language to me. I had no idea what a WAP was. It's
wireless access.
Beautiful rendition from Gilbert Godfrey. Him and William Shatner should record an album together.
If you ever want to look at parody songs, look up Richard Cheese.
Richard Cheese.
Richard Cheese does great songs in a lounge act type feel.
All right.
He did metal songs. He did a Slipknot song, People Equal Shit, in a lounge act. It was fucking phenomenal. Richard Cheese does great parody songs.
Richard Cheese, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. Let me know. All right, there's a few things I want to get to today. I think we'll have some fun. I want to pull this up because I thought this would be really fun to start the year. We have Rona in the news. Rona in the news. This one, I was actually, I got to pull the picture up for you here, Big B. Fuck, which one is it? A lot of pictures here. Just to get, oh, this one here. This one actually was like really concerning to me. That's not what I want. Let's just put it on solo for a minute. There was a report that came out of the Toronto Sun last week. I believe I told you about this. And I'm going to call conspiracy. I'm not normally a conspiracy theorist, but there was 28 COVID-infected international flights that landed in Toronto since December 13th.
Right.
And you'll never guess where these flights came. Hours before Ottawa imposed a ban on flights from the UK, an Air Canada flight touched down in Toronto with at least one infected passenger. Between December 13th and December 20th, there was 26 infected COVID passengers from the United Kingdom. You remember in chat, I challenged Stu. You called it the British invasion.
Yep.
Is England, after finally completing Brexit and separating from the European Union over there, you know how nuts they are over there, those hooligans, Choo-Choo Stu. Oh, I'm going to the shop. I don't give a shit. I go there. They all go to the shops and everyone's dying over there. They introduce new versions of the disease.
Right.
Which are now in Canada. I don't know if they're in the United States. My question was more to Choo-Choo Stu, but you might be able to help me. Is this modern day terrorism?
No, you can't say it's modern day terrorism because they could, even if they knowingly went on a flight, they could say they didn't know. So you can't.
Yeah, but offense, what I'm saying here is though, is someone sitting there? Are they the trains of Schindler's List or whatever? Like they're let's get these people on a plane. Who's our target? Canada's got a lot of natural resources. The Americans are weak now. Trump's out. We can reposition ourselves, retake back one of our original colonies. Let's wipe them out. Or devour them as quickly as we can, or is it someone? Let's say, like when they originally came here, they wanted to get out of England and Ireland and Italy and Germany, and they said, "Let's go to the New World." There's a lot of trees there.
See, you can't call it terrorism. The only part of this that this whole pandemic that you could possibly call terrorism would be the original infection way back, January last year, whenever it was, which was the conspiracy. Was this a bioweapon from China that was released on the world? That you could call terrorism if it came down to if it was intentional. Somebody infected going into another country where the virus is already there. It can't be terrorism because it's already there. You're not introducing something new, and it's not something that spreads so massively, so quickly, and has such a fatality rate that it's going to be noticeable. that
See,
it that it would that would have come from
question
you.
and I raised this question about our ancestors too. I think I brought this up before.
Mm.
Is when I'm throwing darts at a map.
Yep.
I'm not saying, oh, yeah, you know what? I got the Rona. I need a little bit of a break. I'm going to Canada. Yeah, it's not a bad country to live in. Don't get me wrong, but the weather is not to my liking. I have often said that I want to retire in Arizona or an island somewhere,
right,
and always be in the land of summer. I'm the heat miser. So I don't know. Like, what are they doing? Like, first available flight out of Heathrow?
Well, let's not forget, you still uh, didn't you just get your independence from England, or you're still you?
125 years ago.
Well, you still do stuff from
Still
England.
tied. We still, I don't
right.
know. We stopped singing "God Save the Queen" in 1970. I think.
You're right. Whatever it was, but there's still ties to England from Canada, so it makes sense that people from England would go to Canada because there's still heavy ties there.
Well, you still have ties too. The only problem is you put the fucking tea in that fucking parlor.
I'm sorry, we broke our ties with England in 1776, my friend.
You poured the tea, and that fucking what's his name Revere was charging down the thing like
right,
lady.
The British are coming, and we beat them. We won our independence back in 1776. We have cut ties with England since then.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was very strange. And I'll tell you, it ties in a little deeper. I'm sure you're aware, you're not really a border city, but I live on the border between Detroit, Michigan, and Windsor, Ontario. And the border has been closed since like at least April, maybe March. It's almost, this is unprecedented as well, because my wife used to go shopping over there. There's certain things you get in the States that you don't get in Canada. And you guys have some really cool restaurants. But it's a real friendly thing. I go watch a Tiger game or a Red Wing game or whatever.
Right.
But the border's closed. How are flights still getting through if the borders are closed? So, I mean, what's stopping me on getting on a jet plane and going to Disney World?
I'm not assuming anything. I'm guessing they're limiting. The borders are closed as far as, I guess, car travel, and it's easier to track people through airline travel.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's still, excuse me. They're still sending trucks like food and
sure,
lumber and whatever back and forth, and like there's nurses that live here that work in Detroit, and those workers are going. But like, I can't go to see Big B unless I hop a flight. I guess maybe I can.
Right, and like I was saying, people on flights are more easily trackable because you generally have a return ticket. You're in the system. You can track your sort of track your movements, knowing that this is your final destination, wherever it may be within the United States, knowing that you have to be on a return flight at such and such a date. Whereas if you're driving over the border, you could be here forever, and you're not tracked after that because nobody knows your destination, nobody knows where you're going. So I think that's why probably flights are allowed. Because you're trackable for tracing purposes, for contact tracing purposes.
All right. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. I just like, you got to shut down. You shut down, right?
Well, I mean that's
and
remember
we're transporting oil and food and shit like. You can't stop that shit because we need it. If you manufacture the vaccine, it's got to get across the border. If we manufacture the toilet paper because we got a lot of forests, we got to get it to you. I understand that, but you stop casual travel. right?
Well, let's remember how all this began months and months and almost a year ago. At some point in January of last year, when Trump stopped all flights from China, all the liberals and the Democrats called him a racist, and everything's fine. Go down to Chinatown, go hang out, gather, or go outside and gather. Blah blah blah. Let's keep in mind that certain people have tried to do this, and the opposition party has politicized it to
Right. It goes. It's all over the world. People can't agree.
Yeah,
But,
and look at Sweden. Sweden never locked down. They never forced masks on people. They let people roam. And I know people in Sweden. I was talking to somebody in Sweden, and this was maybe a month. I wasn't talking to Eric. I know a couple other people through the music, and I was talking to one of them, maybe a month and a half ago, and they said they are no better or worse off at that point than they were at the very beginning of it, meaning that nothing much has changed. They were never locked down and never forced to wear masks. Nothing much has changed up or down. It's pretty much stayed the same. Now, the only reason that they've gone into certain measures is because the surrounding countries, Finland, Norway, and so forth, have really restricted travel from Sweden. So in order to allow travel back and forth between the countries, Sweden's gone into starting taking these measures of lockdowns and all this. But that's only because they were restricted by Norway and Finland.
Right. And don't get me wrong. I'm not negating the importance of seniors, because we're not there yet, but we're heading on our way. Mm-hmm. But the majority of the people that are dying here, I can't speak for in the United States. The majority, I'm not saying everyone, is people in long-term care or people that are elderly with underlying health conditions. Maybe it would have been better if we just acted like normal, and it's flu season again. It's COVID season again. Whatever. I've never taken a flu shot. I'm still here by the grace of God.
Right, and that's the thing. One, we've talked about this before. There's almost no. We're in the height of flu season. There's almost no reported cases of the flu. Why? Because everybody's wearing masks. Okay, then why is COVID on the rise? So masks aren't the thing. I think a lot of this is being misconstrued as, a lot of flu cases are being misconstrued as COVID when they shouldn't be. Two, you're talking about the elderly. Of course, it's well documented that our shitbag governor sent a lot of COVID positive patients into nursing homes, infecting other elderly people, leading to a skyrocketing death rate here in the city. That was about.
It's not just there, baby. It's not just there. It's everywhere. It's the same where I am. They announced, I think, like 8. I read the news there. 8 deaths. What the fuck? I live in a town of 200,000 people. 8 deaths in one day. 70s, 80s, and 10 in their 90s or whatever.
That's the elderly and people in the nursing homes was about 40% of the death rate here in New York City. It may even be higher, but the last I saw it was about 40%, and that was our governor, sending people off into the nursing homes. So let's say that didn't happen, the death rate would have gone down, and the numbers would have been drastically different. So we don't really know what the true numbers are. No. Because they could be flu cases.
Have you noticed? I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's on the same note. Have you noticed? No one's dying of heart attacks. No one's dying of fucking cancer. No one's dying of, like you said, the flu.
Right, we're in the heart of flu.
Die and we say COVID.
Right,
there's a new death. It's like you got the Rona. You got cooties.
Right, we're in the height of flu season, but yet nobody has the flu magically. It doesn't make sense. And I'm not a conspiracy person. I do believe there's a virus out there that's, killing people. I absolutely believe it's out there. But it just I don't think the numbers are as high as what's being reported.
Right. I still think there are common colds. I've woken up a few days with the sniffles, and we got to go through this app every day I go to work, and I've been working through this whole fucking thing. Yeah, it's a little dry out. It's winter. My throat's a little scratchy, and my nose is a little plugged. I don't have the fucking Rona. But maybe I do. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking. Two things. One, I found out that when I was playing music, my old manager just passed away from COVID, and he wasn't too much older than I am, which was kind of weird. But two, for one of the stations that I was on doing the metal show, one of the DJs there is still there doing things, and he puts everything on Facebook. So he said that a couple of days prior he went and got a COVID test. He was negative. That one day he woke up with a runny nose. He went and got another COVID test, and suddenly that was positive.
Yeah.
He has a runny nose, and suddenly he's positive for COVID.
It's almost like you can't eat inside, but you can eat inside, outside.
Right. It doesn't make sense. And he's still posting. He's doing a show. He may have a little bit of a cold, but for some reason it tests positive for COVID. So that's why I don't believe that these tests are fully accurate.
Yeah.
I don't think the number is as high as people are reporting.
All right. Next subject. But before we go on, another memory from last year that I pulled up. I had these, and they may not be memories for you. But you were speaking about your fearless leader locking down the planes from China and the opposition party and whatnot. Well, we also have a very eccentric prime minister here in Canada. And someone made this song, and I think it was back in like March. And I still love to sing it in the house. Sometimes I sing it in the shower. But it's the words that he speaks, and they're words from one of his speeches. I just play a short clip of this song for everyone.
Wash our hands off to our elbows. These are the things we know. If people want to wear a mask, that is okay. These are the things we know to prevent you from speaking moistly.
Who can forget? I'm not even here.
I'm right here. I heard it the whole time.
Something I want to talk about. He leaves me. And idiot Trudeau in the chat. But who can forget that? Speaking moistly. He literally was in a press conference, and you want to prevent yourself from speaking moistly, is what he said. But one of the things when I was thinking of pulling some clips, Big B, is remember, this is back in March. Yep. And I don't know if you caught one of the lines, but one of the lines said, some people want to wear masks, and that's okay.
And that's okay, right.
That's where we were at the beginning, right. Is that optional mask wasn't forced at that point.
Right.
And Jason Scott calls Justin Trudeau the son of Fidel Castro.
I don't know how you people voted him in again. It's amazing to me.
He is an idiot. Okay, like, well, you're not much better off this time around.
well, with the retard Biden, no. And again, I'm from New York.
Anyway, so what I was talking about was doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. And I'm from New York, so for some reason our idiot fucking constituency voted in de Blasio twice and fucking Cuomo.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Liberals will vote liberal no matter what. That doesn't mean they don't use their brains. They just fucking blue. It doesn't drugs, homelessness is everywhere. The city is in decline. Damasio again. Oh, you fucking morons.
You did a good Brooklyn accent there, by the way. Hey, you know what? I will say, and I might not be one of the more popular people. I really, really like our premier, who, by the way, is a conservative, and he's a Ford. You know, the famous Ford family, of course, from Toronto.
What was his name?
He's not as big an idiot as his brother. He's done a good job. I really like him.
What was his brother's name? I know he died, but what was his name?
And what was the other guy's name? Jason.
Dan Ford, Don Ford, whatever.
No, he was even on Jimmy Kimmel. He was.
I loved him. He was fucking awesome.
Remember his name now? He died of cancer, the poor guy. But he was just a mayor. Is all he was. He wasn't. It was Doug and. Shit, why am I drawing blank on this? It wasn't Gerald.
Rob Ford. There it is. Yeah, Jason.
Ford. Yes, thank you, Jason.
There it is.
Thank you to our what do we used to call these people? Our cave crew fact checkers.
That's it.
Yeah, we got to get back to that again. Rob Ford. He was a fucking hoot, that guy. Well, Doug is his younger brother, and he's a little bit, he's the one that says, yeah, the cheese fell off the cracker. He has a few lines of his own. Right. We're not here to get a Happy Meal, and he's not that creative, but he'd fit in well on this show. But his brother was fucking smoking crack, and
I loved Rob.
Fucking not John Candy. Who's the other guy? Who's the other? Farley.
Oh, Chris Farley.
I live in a van down by the river.
Anytime a news story would come up with Rob Ford here in New York, I watched it intently.
Listen,
I loved Rob Ford.
To make it on Jimmy Kimmel, and I used to love Jimmy Kimmel back in the day when he was a sports guy, and when he first came on ABC, he was a hardline guy, and then he fell into this Democratic liberal bullshit, and I can't stand to look at his face anymore. But to make it on Jimmy Kimmel, a mayor of a Canadian city, you guys don't even know what fucking corner gas is, or you don't know any of our shows. You don't know anything about us. We know everything about you, and that's okay. We hardly. But Rob Ford, I'm surprised he didn't win a fucking Nobel Prize for something.
It was awesome. He was, and you're right. This country, the United States, really doesn't pay attention to outside countries, whereas all the outside countries pay attention to every single minute detail of what we do.
Well, I told you, and maybe it's me living in where I am on an American border. ABC, NBC, CBS, I get your news. I get the Detroit news. I get the national ABC news. I get Good Morning America. I get fucking, what's her name? The anorexic with the guy that used to host American Idol. And we get it all. All the TV shows are from you, except for one little station. We get like Murdoch Mysteries or something on CBC. Like no one watches it.
Right. But, like I was saying, we don't pay attention to any outside country, but everything Rob Ford did was news here. He was on 24/7. Whatever he did, it was the Rob Ford Minute. Every single day there was something new about Rob Ford, and I loved every second of it.
God bless his soul. And you know what? I have to go back and fact check and shit like that, but I think he was a pretty decent mayor. Like, I think, you're looking at Toronto. You live in a very big city. You're looking like 8 million people. I think it's one of the foremost populous places in North America. He did a good job, despite he was fucked up on crack, living in his mother's basement down by the river.
I loved Rob Ford.
Anyway, I want to introduce something new to you. I got a few things I want to get to.
Oh, boy.
All right, I still got time. And I'm going back because we've skipped so much stuff here, folks. Over the past couple of weeks, because it was Christmas and we had to catch up with Stu and such like that. I'd like to read this with everybody.
Please do.
I discovered something new this week, and it was in the New York Post. I'm surprised you didn't read it. I always read the New York Post. Speaking of American media, it's a great newspaper and keeps you up on the world, but it also has some really cool stories. There's apparently a what do I want to call it? A byproduct of asexuals. We've talked many times. I've told you about the course I had to take to coach hockey, and there's asexuals and bisexuals and transsexuals, and I don't have the list in front of me. Anyway, there is now a copiosexual, and this beautiful meme came up when I typed it in Google. A copiosexual is an asexual people, not a person, not a girl, not a guy. Stop the show. Producer Scotty's here. Anyway, a copiosexual is an asexual people who don't experience sexual attraction, but still have the desire to engage sexual behavior or a sexual relationship. You used to have so many questions. This.
Well,
Can you read the article a little bit?
Well, no, it's just a made up thing, like the 8,000 genders. It's just a made up look at me type thing. There's no such thing. Animals or insects are asexual, and that means they're both male and female. They don't need a mate to reproduce. Those are asexual. Human beings are not asexual. It's not a thing. And the human being, the internal drive is always there's always an internal drive for a sexual, some sort of sexual interaction.
Right. But we need to analyze this one a little deeper, because I know you don't have to choose a gender on your driver's license or your birth certificate anymore. I understand. It's like looking at a fucking flow chart, Big B.
Right.
And I can trace, I can kind of get on board with, I'm a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a woman that likes eating muff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a homosexual male. I like the rod.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bisexual. I'm a little bit confused, and I can swing either way.
Right.
I can even follow the asexual, who is not attracted to anybody. Just doesn't, there's no libido. It's like the what was it the king did there in Greece or Egypt or Rome, and he castrated all those guys so all his wives would, what do they call those?
Harems?
No, but there was those guys, they cut their balls off, and what's that? Eunuchs. Yeah.
Eunuchs.
So we had the history is flooded with various sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the asexual, and I'm coming along here. I'm Archie Bunker. Remember that. You're not attracted to anybody. You just fucking got no drive whatsoever. Your serotonin or your fucking whatever is
it doesn't
at a zero level. But now there's these aces or aspecs, these asexuals, who feel little or no sexual attraction nor desire for a sexual relationship. Mm-hmm. So let's encapsulate that definition.
Wait.
Well, now these, sorry, I got to keep checking back here. Copiosexuals want to knock boots.
Right. So that by definition means that by definition means you are not asexual. Just so you know.
Would that not eliminate you?
Yes.
If we're playing to tell the truth, and I said to you, Big B, will the real asexual please stand up very limply?
Right.
You wouldn't be able to if you were Cupio.
Correct. And by the way, like I said before, in the human species, there's no such thing as asexual. Asexual means you could go in as far as reproduction goes. There are some insects that are asexual that carry both they are both male and female at the same time, and they don't need a partner to reproduce. So there is no such thing as asexuality in human species. Just
All right. So yeah, you nailed it scientifically. And I was just going to say, if you classify yourself as asexual, you're in the wrong relationship.
yes.
You know, you're with a woman, she's a little skinny, or she's got a little bit too much flab. You're with a man, his dick's too small or he's too hairy. Or maybe you swing either way. Like I said, I get it.
Right. And that's why I said this.
These asexuals, whether it's right or wrong, Big B, are allowed to break out another vein in the sexuality universe or whatever the fuck we're calling it, and now say, I'm a little bored being an asexual. I'm sick of being in that shell. I'm sick of being people talking to me condescending because I'm gonna break a. It's like a. I don't know. It's like how you like how you revolt from your parents or something. It's like I'm here in asexual land and I'm gonna rock things up.
Right. It's again, in the human species, there's no such thing as an asexual. It doesn't exist.
I realize that, but just let me live this subject. It's fascinating.
You can live it all you want. What I'm saying is, this is again a look at me. I want to be different from everybody else type liberal thing. It's
Obama's fault. I blame all this shit on Obama.
Oh, Obama destroyed a lot of
fucking who's that bitch that was on? You get a TV and you get a TV and you get a fucking TV.
Stupid Oprah.
Yeah, this is where this all started.
Yeah, it's
always gay people. Rock Hudson was gay in black and white.
Yeah. It's funny that Rob Halford is gay. He's one of the most badass metal singers out there. And in the macho manly genre of heavy metal, you have one of the most badass guys is a homosexual. Nobody
gives a shit. From Judas Priest.
Yeah, the singer from Judas Priest.
I knew he was gay the whole time.
Oh, not one person gives a shit that he's gay.
He's wearing a cock ring on stage. You can see it through his leather pants.
But nobody gives a shit. He's fucking awesome. He's in a great band.
I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care who's gay. I don't care who's lesbian. But can we draw the line somewhere? Fuck. It goes into like, I'm an African. Well, you were technically born in the United States. You're an American. Like, at some point, I'm not against interests or heritage or sexual orientation or, for fuck's sakes, ladies and gentlemen.
And
stop it at some point.
To that point, you're 100% correct. Whether you're African American, Asian American, Indian American, if you are not from those countries and you've migrated here to the U.S., you are not African American or Asian American or Indian American. You're American. You were born in this country. You're American. That's it. End of story.
Always had the problem, and I'm not picking on anybody, but like I remember these Italian neighbors. I'm Italian. We eat this, we make this. Don't give away your heritage or your traditions. I'm not expecting you to. I wouldn't want any nationality to do that, though. You're not Italian. You're Canadian. And if it's so bad here, go home. Like, fucking leave.
Yeah, and that's 100% correct.
Any nationality. I don't care what you are.
Right. If you were born in one specific country, that's what you are. You are a Canadian. You are a European if you're born in England or anywhere in Europe, you're European. You're American if you're born in the United States. No
Right.
matter what color you are, you're an American.
Right. And it's like right now, if I move to Arizona, you came up to me in Arizona. Hey, I'm a Canadian. I'm Canadian. I've been a Canadian for my whole life.
You are
Be a Canadian that now lives in Arizona.
right. And if you moved to Arizona and you took the steps to become an American citizen, you would still be considered a Canadian American because you were.
When in Rome.
I don't.
Another ancient saying. Like, we're not reinventing the fucking dictionary here, folks.
Right.
Anyway, back to this. So Cupiosexuals maintain a longing for sexual relationships. Then there's demisexuals who are asexuals that only experience sexual attraction to potential partners once they have established a strong emotional relationship.
You are not asexual if that is
Called
the
a
case.
fucking marriage, for fuck's sakes. Like,
Stop saying you're asexual. You're not. That doesn't exist in the human species. You are not asexual.
It's not going to stop me. This is my
No,
favorite.
not you.
2021. Agiosexuals often enjoy having sexual fantasies, watching porn, masturbating, but tend to feel limited or no sexual interest nor attention to having sex with others. So that's called a porn addiction, is it not?
Yes.
Then there is pornosexuals.
Oh, good God.
They have a aversion to subscribing to any sexual orientation whatsoever. I am a pornosexual. It says that you would subscribe to anything. Well, I don't want to do sheep in Greece or anything, but this is getting confusing, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever happened to what's your sign? You walk up to a person in a bar. What's your sign? I enjoy long walks on the beach. Like all these dating apps and all this fucking bullshit. We used to walk up to a person in the bar and say, would you like to get involved? And the girl would either throw a drink in your face or hop in the back seat of the Volkswagen Beetle. Like, why do people, is it having an identity? Is that what it is? Is that what drives this fucking bullshit?
It goes back to, and I know it's cliche at this time, but it's 90. I would say 95% true. The fact that everybody gets a trophy, everybody wins. At some point, you stop getting trophies because you've grown up. So you're not a kid anymore. So you don't win at everything. So you need something to make you feel special, something to make you feel that you're different from everybody else. Hey, I still get a trophy. I should still win. Well, when you get to adult real life, you quickly learn that doesn't happen.
There's always a winner. There's always a loser.
Right. There's always a winner, but there's always a loser. When you're a kid now and everybody gets a trophy, there's never a loser. So when you get to an adult and you realize that there are actual losers, you don't like it. So what you do, you make up things to make yourself feel special. So all of a sudden, I'm going to be one of 97 genders, and I'm going to pretend to be an asexual who's attracted to fucking, Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever the fuck it is. It's made up nonsense that just that's been fostered by the mainstream media now is fostering it. The far left politicians are fostering it. It's never mind the fucking Rona. This is becoming an epidemic.
Yeah, it's terrible.
This is gonna bring our society to a complete fucking halt.
I know I'm going to one day witness. I'm going to be watching the porno awards sponsored by Penthouse, and Limp Dick Larry is going to win the sex star of the year. It's going to happen.
Oh, it's somebody's going to come up there and say, you know what? I'm the 53rd gender and I make love to sunflowers, so I should win an award. Well, fucking why? Nobody cares. You know, it's fucking it's I don't know how we got this far gone from where we were. It wasn't that long ago where we were a pretty centric speaking just here in the U.S., we were a pretty centric country, not too conservative, not too liberal. We were fairly centric. Things have took over the past 20, 30 years, things have took a hard left. And suddenly everybody, has to have their own little thing to make themselves feel special. I hate to tell you, you're not fucking special. Fucking grow up, get a job, and fucking be a productive member of society, instead of fucking whining and complaining and marching in the street because I want to be recognized as a fucking dust mite. Stop it.
Right. It's the same thing like gay pride. Again, I could care less. We had gay guys and girls when I was in school. You could tell the dyke a mile away. You could tell the gay guy a mile. Who cares? As long as they don't bother me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, right. I don't care.
You don't need a fucking parade every year. You don't need to hang a flag at City Hall. You. And here's the thing. They call me, in my house, in my neighborhood, I'm a racist. I'm a bigot. I'm the fucking Archie Bunker. I've called myself that a million times. I'm fucking Abbott and Costello. Susquehannats. Niagara Falls. Step by step. Listen, I don't care. I accept it. I'm completely good with it.
Right.
I just don't need to hear about it fucking constantly.
The best, if you want to look up Morgan Freeman and his interviews about race and all of this, Black History Month and all of this. He doesn't like any of it, and he's 100% correct. If you want to get rid of racism, stop talking about it. Stop.
So true.
Yeah, stop. I don't raise my kids.
What is the most common phrase you say with your wife in an argument? Drop it.
Well, stop. Yeah, whatever.
Drop it. Let's drop it for right now, and we'll talk about it in the morning.
Right. I don't ever raise my kids to say, "Oh, look, that's a black guy. That's a Chinese guy. That's an Indian guy. Whatever it may be." I don't ever raise my kids to see that. They're all just your friends. If they're your friends in school or outside, or you see them on TV, that's just another person.
Right.
You don't raise them to say.
What gets to us is it's tossed in our face constantly. Zulu was a Chinaman on Star Trek, and Uhura was a black woman, and the other guy had pointed ears. They all got along together.
Right, and fucking William Shatner fucked green bitches.
Yes.
So who cares?
Yes.
You never made
you shit then, because nobody fucking talked about it, and Gilligan was probably getting bumfucked by the skipper.
Right, but the problem is when you want to isolate that and say, "Oh, look at just say Uhura. Oh, look, that's a black woman doing." Stop. That's a woman. That don't specify that that's a black woman, white woman, Asian woman. That's a woman doing something, productive in society. Whatever it is, stop specifying everybody's race. If you stopped specifying everybody's race, the generation coming up would not recognize everybody's race, and there would be no hatred towards that race because it wasn't singled out as being different than you. If you treat everybody as equal, they are humans. They are not black. They are not white. They are not Asian. They are not Indian. Whatever it is, they are just people. That's how you stop racism.
Yes, I agree. 100%. And there's bad and there's good in every race.
Every single race.
Documented.
Every single race, there's bad and there's good.
Most white people, some of us, but maybe because there's so many of us, are the most violent, evil, treacherous, awful people in the world. But we don't say Charlie Manson, that white guy.
Right.
Or Jimmy Jones or whatever his name was, who had the people drink the Kool, that white guy. Adolf Hitler, that white guy. You know, they're evil people. They're everywhere.
All you have to point out is that is a bad person. Doesn't matter what race they are, that is a bad person.
Right.
Whether it be you're watching the news and a black guy robbed somebody. Okay, that is a bad person. That's not a bad black guy. That is a bad person.
Right.
If a white guy went on a serial killing spree, that is not a bad white guy. That is a bad person.
Right. Now, back to my original thing. You're straight, you're bi, you're gay, or you're lesbian, and it's okay. We don't need to branch off.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It doesn't matter. Don't single them out. They are attracted to, this dude is attracted to another dude. Okay, whatever. Don't say they're homosexuals and that's different from what you are, because no, this dude likes that dude. That chick likes that chick. You as a boy like that chick. Everybody likes different things. You don't have to single them out.
The party at DK's house. You're right. Listen, if my wife said to me, she said, we're having a couple over for dinner. And that couple happened to be, let's just say, two men. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't care as long as they could carry on a normal conversation about, various things outside of their sexuality.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Or, I have friends who are socialists. I'm far right conservative. Maybe I'm a Protestant, you're a Catholic or a Muslim, or that doesn't matter. It's when it becomes the hot topic of the conversation. If the two men came over for dinner and all they talked about was that would drive me crazy.
Right.
But if they came over, maybe they like hockey, maybe they don't, or maybe they like politics, maybe they don't, but find some kind of common. It can't all be about reaching down the pants and getting a penis at the end of the day, right? Like, that's just, I go to bed, I sleep with my wife. Like, I don't talk about it.
Absolutely. And that's the way it should be.
They have other interests outside of fucking what they do in the bedroom.
Yeah, of course. Just talk about it like normal human beings. Talk about things like normal human beings. I could care less who you're fucking. Doesn't matter to me.
As long as you're not doing it on my couch. Anyway, I had one more. Yeah, we got time. I had one more story because you posted this a while ago, and this was really, really cool. This is a complete turn in the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. But
look at this. I know you're excited by this.
I couldn't believe this, and I'm questioning if this is real, but we've talked about Kentucky Fried Chicken numerous times on this show, ladies and gentlemen. I have admitted, again, I'm going to subgroup myself, that I am a skin stealer. I love the skin on Kentucky Fried Chicken. They are apparently releasing a video game console. Is this true, Big B?
There is no release date nor price, so it's just in development.
Apparently, Kentucky Fried Chicken is releasing a video game. We don't have any titles, nothing. It is built in partnership with PC maker Cooler Master. It seems like it is more of a custom PC than an actual console.
Right.
It's capable of running games at 4K. Something you won't often find on PS5 or Xbox Series X. But in the heart, here's the coolest thing about this console, Big B. all computers, all video games, everything has a fan. Apparently, there is a drawer that pulls out that allows you to keep your chicken warm.
Yep.
Where was this when I was in my younger days, when I would, enjoy a marijuana cigarette? I had not a problem in the world. And you're playing, like, I don't know what you're playing. You're playing Q*bert or, whatever. I'm more of a Sega guy. And you could pull out the fucking game system and have a piece of chicken.
How awesome is that? And that's why the first person I thought when I saw this story, and Amanda, just like you, eats the skin off everything. When I saw this story, I immediately thought of you sitting there playing video games, opening the drawer, pulling out some chicken, eating it, and you're in the middle of fucking, Mortal Kombat, kicking ass, eating a chicken wing. It doesn't get any better.
Oh, it's, and yeah, everything becomes greasy. They'd have to supply like a wipe or something that's with it. I agree. But back to the original portion of the story, Big B. I'm not lying to you. If I can veer off the so-called flow chart that we've been talking before, I would walk in the kitchen and I would literally make sure no one's looking, and I would peel a little piece of the.
You told me several times.
I might not be hungry. I might not want the macaroni or the cornbread or whatever. I just want more of that skin.
You've told me several times, and I feel bad for the people in your house that go and say, "Oh, I can't wait. I know there's some leftover chicken wings in there or drumstick that I want to get at," and they see it and there's no skin left on it because you ate it.
I ate the skin. Yeah.
And apparently Amanda does the same thing.
Well, but maybe it's a Canadian thing, because you know what? Yeah, like you get chicken wings or you get drumsticks or you get pieces of chicken. Yeah, you eat it. When it gets to a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken, I am probably devouring parts of the bone in the carcass that are unknown to man. If it has the batter on it, I am chewing the shit out of a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken. There ain't one piece of that brown covering left. Whereas a normal piece of chicken, I got all the meat, I'm good. Right? Not Kentucky Fried Chicken.
But you'll take the skin off and put the rest back in the bucket.
If I'm full.
Right. So what I'm saying is you've ordered Kentucky Fried Chicken for dinner. You've ordered a big family meal, and there's some leftovers. So you put it in the fridge. You come down. You do Cave Crew Radio. You go back up at the end of the night. You see a nice chicken wing or chicken leg there. You pull off the entire skin, eat the skin, put the skinless chicken leg back in the bucket.
It's like, imagine it this way: you're watching your shows on TV. Mrs. B puts out a bowl of peanuts. You're just kind of nitpicking. Some pretzels, whatever it may be.
Right.
That's what the skin is. It's fucking beautiful. He's telling us that this is nasty.
Okay, so but
I think it used to be good. It's still the most fantastic thing on earth. Their fries are disgusting, but when you bathe them in that beautiful gravy.
Okay, well, first of all, I agree. Kentucky Fried Chicken used to be good. I had a very bad experience with Kentucky Fried Chicken where it's extremely dry and nasty and awful. So I don't go back there. But their fries kick ass. I'm sorry. The potato wedges are fucking awesome. I love those potato wedges. But now back to your analogy of peanuts and pretzels. Oh, in your analogy, if Mrs. B put out pretzels, what you're saying is I would take the pretzel, lick all the salt off, and put it back in the bowl for others to
You're getting it.
That's disgusting.
I agree, it's disgusting. I'm sick. I admit it. There was one article we covered a while back, and I don't know if it was in the States or, one of those other test countries, but they had Kentucky Fried Chicken skin that you could buy.
Yeah.
I'd buy that in a 10-pound bag. I would eat that. I'd probably be dead by now, but I'd eat that shit like no tomorrow. There's something in those 7 amazing spices.
It's 11, by the way.
11 amazing spices, whatever it is. There's something, but like, honestly, I don't sit there and go, oh my God, we're having chicken tonight. I got to eat the skin. Like, I've never in my life, I don't sit there and peel back the turkey and go, but Kentucky Fried Chicken, it's off the flow chart. It's,
look, I understand eating the skin. I don't understand putting it back in the bucket. If you're going to do that, you have dogs, just give it to them.
Reach into the bucket and you give it your best tug. And sometimes you get a little piece and sometimes you get a good one. And you just, and it's an orgasm. I don't know how to explain it to you. It is the most delicious thing you would ever have in your life.
But then here comes Mrs. DK, the next day at, noon. All right, I want to have a little bit of a snack, a noontime snack. I know there's a drumstick of KFC in there that
And
I'm looking
KFC is the best, right?
I'm looking forward to eating it. I'm going to grab it, and there's no fucking skin on it.
Yeah, I know that sucks. Deal with it. You should have got there first.
Jason says Jason Scott says Mary Brown says better chicken. I don't know what Mary Brown's is. That's
Mary Brown's is a Canadian thing, and he's got to have a little Newfie in him or something because, we're talking about Canada and where you're from and all this weird shit. That's a fucking East Coast. I've told you about these East Coast people. They're fucking weirdos. They're like fucking West Virginia, and it's a weird. They have good dressing and. Yeah, it's not that good, Jason. It's not that good. Popeyes is good.
I've never had Popeyes.
Oh, that spicy sandwich. Oh,
never once have had Popeyes.
I won't go to Chick-fil-A because I want to support my homosexual friends and neighbors.
Oh, Chick-fil-A is fucking awesome. I don't care who they fucking support. Chick-fil-A is fucking awesome.
But Mary Brown's, it's like Kenny Rogers chicken. It's like, it's nothing special. You can make it in your air fryer.
Yeah, we don't have Mary Brown's here, so I don't know anything about that.
It's nothing special. He's coming from a guy that eats Domino's as a gourmet pizza.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker. You can't tell me Domino's and Pizza Hut are any good because they're not.
You know what? I can't wait till this is all over so you can come here and have a Windsor pizza. Like we have a very high I know we were talking. We're all one. We're all the same. We're all Canadians. We're all Americans. But we have a high Italian population and we have some good wood burn pizza down here in Windsor, and I think you'd really enjoy it.
But this is what I'm telling you. I don't care if you could have people direct from Sicily over there making your pizza. It's the water that's used to make the dough and all that.
It's the fact that we shred our pepperonis. We use canned mushrooms and shredded pepperonis, and that's what makes a Windsor pizza.
No.
But you've also told me, and I've been there, you got to remember, I'm a Canadian that frequents the United States prior 2020. Those Chicago pizzas are fucking amazing, man.
They're fucking pies. Fuck. They're like fucking casseroles. It's fuck that. Fuck Chicago pizza.
They're good. You haven't even tried one. You're knocking.
And I don't want to. New York pizza is the best.
You just admitted it. How can you knock something you haven't even tried?
Because nothing beats New York pizza.
I could say, this isn't a real chili dog. There's better chili dogs in Detroit. If I haven't tried it, how can I compare it?
There's nothing better than New York pizza. Nothing.
You know what? That's like, again, back to sexuality. That's like saying once you've gone black, you never go back. You're full of shit. Anyway, we've run a little extra here tonight, folks, but that's okay. It's New Year's Day, and I'm sure there's a fucking Hallmark movie on. Listen, my recommendation of the week, I don't know if Big B is into this or if he was a Karate Kid fan. Cobra Kai is getting so good. I have not watched season 3 yet. Don't tell me anything. I just finished season 2 today, and I'm loving it. It's like bringing my childhood back.
I have to find something now that they took The Office off of Netflix. I have to find something to watch, so maybe I'll watch it.
I like that. I love The Office too. That guy with the glasses is my favorite guy. But I love The Office. That's another one of my. But this is a little more nostalgic, wax on.
Yeah, but I have to watch. So I have to find something. So they took The Office off Netflix. I have to find something to watch. So maybe I'll watch Cobra Kai. I never watched one episode. I heard it was good.
Have you ever watched Karate Kid? Not the one where Will Smith's son is in it.
No, the originals, of course.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. Yeah, of course.
1, 2, and maybe 3. Yep. I don't know. To me, I'm watching it. My wife enjoyed it with me. There's some new characters that are kind of some are better than others, but it brought back. I'm like, yeah, this is LaRusso when he's 50, and what's his name, Johnny or Donnie when he's 50, and
I heard in the episode that in the show that Daniel Russo was a douchebag, and I can see
he's not all the time. See, maybe I'm watching a soap opera and I don't even know it. Is this too much to the story for me to tell you, ladies and gentlemen? I never watched Game of Thrones because it's too deep, but I do like Cobra Kai. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you only got a few minutes. I don't have a lot. It's time to name the show. Chat room, there's a bunch out there tonight. YouTube users and Jason Scott. We got it's dropped now. We're down, but we at one point had 7 or 8 YouTube users.
Nice.
And Jason Scott.
There you go.
He's like noble. He's like nobility in the.
Well, one of the YouTube users is Amanda.
Oh, well, yes, and John Sweeney.
Yeah.
We used to be on his network. I didn't have a chance to ask him why he kicked us off, or maybe he went bankrupt like Brody. And producer Scotty made that grand announcement. I can't find it in the chat, but hey, everybody, it's producer Scotty. It's like fucking Mother Teresa just arrived in the chat. Who gives a fuck? Boring interview I ever had. Anyway, anything out there, guys? I only have one thing. Yeah, I don't know why it caught me because I know it was fast, it was furious, the show was going all night, but I just simply had I make love to sunflowers.
All right then.
It just seems so 2021. When we're talking about hope, when we need a new beginning, and I know Jason Scott, I don't know if you wrote down way back some about shitting your pants or what do you got?
Yeah, I have 3.
Okay, I go. That's low for you.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
I was doing most of the ranting, so I didn't get a chance to write. But I had way back in the beginning, Diamond Fufu.
I don't even know if that's real.
Yes, I do have this one. Taking a shit with your underwear on.
And again, I don't know if foul language is good, but.
And then finally, This one, which is the one, is my vote. It is, I don't want to do sheep in grease.
I don't have an opposition to that. I don't
Want to do sheep in grease.
do sheep in grease. Yeah, I got no argument with that one.
That's my
Diamond fufu. I have no idea. The reason I said that is because I couldn't think of a word. So, no opposition from the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to do sheep in grease is the name of the first show of 2021, and my wish to you is that you also would not want to do sheep in grease.
Before we leave, very important to ask, since we are starting a brand new year, DK, have you raped?
I have still not raped.
That's great.
And as I expressed to you, it will not be a sheep. Stay tuned. It might be a little duckling on the side of the. Who knows? As we continue to go through all this, I might just grab a duckling out of the stream and assume myself on it. All right, kids. Thank you for being with us. Happy New Year. It's going to be a better year no matter what they say. And we'll be back next week. And we're going to continue. Who knows? We might find some weird guests and stuff to come along with us. Behave yourselves. Be good. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
I don't know what to play.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. Now stay safe, take care, and wash your hands. You are listening to Cave Crew Radio, available on demand and live at cavecrewradio.com.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I don't